W anime tourist. Is this? I wonder if this is this based on the situation with like the anime man. I saw that shit like leak over into like TikTok and stuff.
Let's talk about anime tourists. Y'all know I'm old as fuck, so I just
Y'all
found
leave a
out
like
what
on the
this
video.
term was like a week ago. But yeah, we're gonna talk about it because it relates to the larger conversation of gatekeeping in art. Is it good?
Yeah,
Is it
gatekeeping.
bad? Who knows? Spoiler alert: the answer's a lot more nuanced than that.
I am of the opinion of like gatekeeping is bad. Like in the sense of like calling people anime tourists and shit like that. Why the fuck would you not want more people in your medium to get it popular? I am of the belief that like if anime wasn't as popular as it is now, we wouldn't be getting like a lot of, you know, great things for the anime. I just don't think people should gatekeep, and I think that shit weird as hell.
So yeah, this video was prompted by a bunch of people telling me about a different video that came out recently by these guys called The Anime Men. It started with one person commenting on my last video and then like dozens of people DMing me on Twitter. But it took me like a week to see it because y'all know I don't be checking my Twitter DMs. Basically, the gist of this video is that these guys ranked the most popular anime of
Yeah, that's what happened.
watching the first
Yeah.
episode. And
Okay.
they said some things that got people up in arms. And if you look at the comments,
Yeah. They got mad of their basically a lot of people got mad about their opinion. I didn't see the video. I didn't even think I saw a clip. But I saw people talking about it on Twitter.
mostly what you'll see are people calling them tourists. Now, I don't know who the anime men are. They have like over 4 million subs, so obviously people like them, but I'm gonna be real, I don't watch anyone on
Yeah, I
YouTube
haven't heard of them.
besides my friends, so I'm not hip to the popular creators out there. But that being said, I didn't really have a problem with their video. So what? They didn't
I didn't see it, but like my logo like somewhere there too. Like I didn't see it. Like I think it's like right there in the mirror, right here. I just I can't see it.
out there. But that being said, I didn't really have a problem with their video. So what? They didn't like Astro Boy. I bet 99% of the people complaining
I haven't even seen it.
didn't watch it either. Sure,
Yeah.
I understand that people are mostly mad that they didn't respect the medium, which is true, and it's pretty whack, but it's not like a crime. From what all of y'all were
That's what I'm
telling me,
saying.
I thought they dropped slurs or something, or were acting a fool out in Japan like Americans are known to do, which is, you know, actually problematic. So they said some dumb stuff about anime. So what? Yeah, they were obnoxious and acted like assholes, but I do the same thing and I get away with it. Kind of. I actually did a video with a similar premise once upon a time, and I got cooked for being too elitist, too pretentious. So whether you dick ride shonen,
That shit all the fucking time. Boruto, Mushoku, fucking Takapi.
or glaze your favorite niche ecchi harem that only 12 people outside of Japan have even seen, either way, someone's gonna hate on you. But like I said, that video by the Anime Men was only the catalyst that got me thinking about the broader topic of anime tourism. Because that's definitely a phrase that's thrown around a lot today, especially on Twitter. Ugh. So, what does it mean? Is there any merit to calling someone an anime tourist? And is gatekeeping in general something we should be doing as an anime community? We're gonna answer all of those questions today, so let's get into it. So, people define an anime tourist as someone who is literally just passing through, meaning they have a casual interest in the medium and don't really understand it beyond what is popular and mainstream. Also, it's worth noting that this isn't an exclusive term to anime. It's used for video games, hip-hop, movies, sports, whatever.
Oh my god, have y'all seen like what this like topic kind of branched off into though? Like when it regards to like certain tropes in anime, where like you will get people like upset that people are calling out the weird tropes that are like prevalent in all like a good amount of anime, as in like the sexualization of like child characters and shit like that. And people are upset for people calling that out and calling it weird. That shit is very odd to me. Like, it's very fucking odd.
Now, if you watch this channel even a little bit, I'm sure you can already guess what my take on all of this is. I agree with it 100%. If you can't tell me the title of every single Detective
Excuse
Conan
me?
episode, perform every Naruto hand sign, and recite the number of times the phrase "Onamae wa nan desu ka" is said in every Ghibli movie, you're a casual
What the fuck?
normie tourist that needs to be banished from the anime community post haste.
Bakana. Damien-san, why?
No, obviously not. That's very stupid, but it's more nuanced than you think. If you like something, you're a fan. That's it. The debate over who is a true anime fan is pretty arbitrary. It's like that whole no true Scotsman fallacy. Because first of all, who decides where the threshold is? Who determines the criteria for what a true anime fan is? I'm sure if I ask y'all to comment below what makes a real anime fan, I'm gonna get 100 different answers, all thinking that their definition is the right one. Does watching a lot of anime make you a real anime fan?
Yeah.
I've watched more anime than literally anyone I know. Watching a lot of
You're a lukewarm anime fan watching Dragon Ball, Naruto, and Pokemon for 20 ways you are a tourist. That's so weird. Tourists are defined by how they think. A person can have been watching anime for 20 plus years and still be a... How the fuck can someone be watching this joint for 20 plus years and be a tourist, though? If someone has been watching anime for 20 plus years, they're a fan. You don't get to dictate who's an anime fan and who's not. The only reason you call anyone a tourist is when they said, yeah, they say so, that someone doesn't agree with you, yeah.
anime make you a real anime fan? I've watched more anime than literally
And he called his ass a lolicon.
anyone I know, which isn't something to be proud of, by the way. And I don't think that makes me any kind of authority or anything. I know people who have literally only watched a single anime series, but they're way more passionate and knowledgeable about it than I am about the loads of dog shit that I've watched. Does having knowledge of Japanese culture make you a real anime fan? This is something that gets thrown around on Twitter a lot. People will say, oh, you don't understand the intricacies of this particular aspect of Japanese culture. That's why you don't like XYZ anime. They'll say that not liking fan service or harem.
Yeah, fan service, bruh.
Makes you a tourist because according to them, these things make anime what it is. Yeah, that's not true. No one thing is inherent to anime that's like a ubiquitous defining trait. Except maybe the fact that it has to be Japanese, but even that's not really the case.
Yeah.
There's no art style or trope or concept that has to be present, otherwise you can't call the show an anime. Sure, anime is known to have a lot of stuff like big mechs, scantily clad high school girls, and shooting giant energy beams out of your hands. But there are plenty of shows without those things, and they're still anime. And also, for the people that say, well, things like lolicon are just part of Japanese culture, so you have to be okay with that to watch.
That's what I'm talking about. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. And for someone to actually think like that is fucking ridiculous.
Watch anime. I don't know about that. Yeah, it's true that in general, some people over there may be more lax, but the age of consent in Tokyo is still 18. So if you ran up to someone on the street and showed them your favorite hentai scene of a 12-year-old getting
You're getting the cops called on you.
and on
1000%.
it'd be pretty weird, just like anywhere else. And no, the fact that you know what itadakimasu means or the difference between ne and ni doesn't make you any better than any other fan of anime. Now, it is true that having some level of respect for the art that a culture produces is very important, especially if you're not from that particular culture. But that's also on a case-by-case basis. If you claim to be a fan of anime, but you're like vehemently racist towards Japanese people, yeah, I'm gonna look at you crazy. But if you don't like Rurouni Kenshin because you don't like katana fights, I mean, that's not that big of a deal as long as you're not a dick about it. But are there situations where someone really is an anime tourist and therefore should be barred for participating?
I literally can't even think of a situation where that should be the case. Like I can't think of one. Please leave. Please get the fuck out and take all your tourist fake anime fans with you too. We don't want you here. You're a pimple on the ass of the anime world. Please just leave and never come back. Go scroll through TikTok or some shit.
In a particular anime community. Let's talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's transition into talking about gatekeeping in general. Me personally, I absolutely hate the idea of gatekeeping.
Thank you.
The idea of art in general is that it's supposed to be a universal experience.
You know, because I feel like that's the majority of people's opinion and take. That we're against gatekeeping. because we're grown ass fucking adults with working brains and shit.
that everyone can enjoy. So putting arbitrary barriers to entry is just a very strange concept to me. Now, it is true that not all art is made for everybody. Not all art has that general mass appeal, but it's the idea of needing acceptance into a community or the recognition of others to be called a true fan that's the wild part for me. Like, imagine getting into the Fate series for the first time and you really like Fate Zero and you get gatekept by the Fate community because you started with, like, you know, the most basic anime and never played the visual novel. Therefore, you are not a real Fate fan. Oh no, you haven't been acknowledged as a
Or haven't spent like hundreds of hours in the mobile game and thousands upon thousands of dollars. Yeah.
a real Fate fan. How does that practically affect you? Does all Fate anime just disappear from existence only for you? Like you got region blocked or something? Can you no longer buy a Rin Tosaka action figures at the store? Like you go to Akihabara and they were
Oh my god. Stop it. Stop saying it out loud. The amount of money I spent just because I'm a fan of a character. Oh my god. Oh god.
refuse to sell you any, you can still just like Fate Zero, you know, the one anime you watched. You being gatekept doesn't affect you in a meaningful way. I guess you could say that you may be prevented from interacting with the community, and you know, that's a big part of the fun of getting into different anime. But chances are you'll be able to find some part of the community that doesn't give a fuck that you only watched Fate Zero, because
1000%. Majority of communities, I feel like it will be like that.
you know, that's like how normal people act. I don't
It's
think
just
there's
a
any
really,
actual
it's just a really loud minority that will really try to gatekeep.
merit or any real rhyme or reason to why people gatekeep. Like if there was some standard that everyone could agree on that actually made sense, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure, I can see that. But y'all know that's never gonna happen. And let's just be completely frank here. A lot of the times, the intentions behind gatekeeping are just to keep people you don't like out of your little fandoms. We all have seen a situation where a woman tries to get involved in some community and she gets hit with the, oh, you're an anime fan? Name every anime ever or you're a fraud. And of course, there's another gatekeeping term that I hate that I'm aware of now. Hoodweebs.
Oh
I
my
could've gone
God.
my whole life without knowing that this dumbass idea existed, but I guess that's what I
Hoodweeb Taurus.
get for being on Twitter. If y'all don't know, this is like a dog whistle phrase that people use to refer
It's racism
to black anime fans. It's a form of gatekeeping because certain people don't
and a form of racism.
black people as like real anime fans, so they'll stereotype them as only liking battle shonens or not understanding Japanese culture. Kind of all the talking points we mentioned earlier, but directed at a specific minority. There's not a lot to say here. It's just good old-fashioned racism. at work.
Yeah.
And this is anecdotal, I know, but if y'all remember this video I dropped, growing up, I didn't know anyone besides black and Asian people watched anime here in America. It wasn't until I was an adult that I found out that white people liked it too. I'm just saying. So these are a few reasons why gatekeeping or calling people tourists is a goofy ass thing to do. So what if dumbass people want to put their dumbass opinions out there? You don't have to listen to them. If people who just started watching anime last week want to make the most dog shit war crime tier list that's worthy of the guillotine, just let them, who cares? But all that being said, I've become like 2% more pro gatekeeping in recent years. So the next question is, are there situations where gatekeeping is a good thing? Maybe.
It's bad to be black and it's bad to be anime, man. Nah, dead ass, bro. Yeah, shit.
But I
You have to kill anime tourists is the only way.
don't think gatekeeping in the traditional sense
Like, I don't even understand it. It's so hilarious that majority of the people are making these fucking comments. I promise you are probably most likely probably like white people.
that most people think of it is the way to go about it. If you are problematic and have weirdo intentions, then maybe you should be barred from participating in communities. Now, let me be clear. Having bad takes is not problematic. Not liking the same characters you like is not problematic. Naming your channel The Anime Man but not knowing that Goku had a tail is not problematic. That was wild as fuck though. I can't lie. I was trying to defend y'all, but come on. It's also
Wait, what? Wait, what was that? Wait, what was that? Wait, what?
naming your channel The Anime Man but not knowing that Goku had a tail is not problematic.
Wait, is that dead ass? They did. Ah, shit.
That was wild as fuck though. I can't lie. I was trying to defend y'all, but come on. It's also not a crime to not know the complete history of anime and disrespect the medium. It's like, yeah, you're an asshole, but again, it's not a crime. You just won't get taken seriously if you're trying to be a big voice in the community. Because again, who determines the threshold? Who determines the criteria? If we can't agree on one, then, I mean, there's no discussion to be had. What are some problematic things that should cause someone to get gatekept? I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know. Thankfully, I don't run into
Nobody
these
knows.
situations, so I haven't thought about it a lot. Like I mentioned earlier, you kind of just have to go case by case with these
Like,
things.
nobody knows. Because I can't think of any, because that should never be a thing. Me personally. Like, even if he didn't know Goku had a tail before, what, you're just gonna gatekeep the whole medium away from him? Like, what?
Really, it just boils down to the fact that you can literally just ignore people whose opinions bother you.
Yeah, you don't
have
like.
to react to everyone. You don't have to give your take on anything, unless you're me, because I feel compelled to yap about everything. The only specific example I can
They gave the OG Dragon Ball a C or some shit and said, why did Goku have a tail? That's hilarious.
think of off the top of my head are like those weirdos who try to weasel their way into anime fandoms.
That Chibi fan I was arguing with said you aren't a true anime fan if you think censorship is okay. What?
So that they can creep on cosplay girls and stuff. But yeah, I'm sure y'all can come up with more in the comments. That's all I got though. I'm glad y'all sent those messages about this whole situation because I've been
W
wanting
fucking
to talk
video,
about
man.
the topic of gatekeeping for a minute.
Actually,
and
W
this
video.
was the perfect excuse to do so. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe and donate to Patreon if you want to support the channel. Otherwise, that's the video. Peace.
W. My anime fan criteria. One says they are one. Oh, says they are one. Watches anime from time to time. A Coco Melon ball spawned in my room. Yo, what the fuck? Help me. What the fuck? I have no problem with them thinking old anime is bad or whatever. The problem is that they watch series on 2x speed while on their phones or sleeping. If you're going to be a shit critic, you need to at least consume the media you are critiquing. Okay. I mean, I agree. I agree with that. But again, I'm not going to gatekeep a video or anything like that. But I do agree. If you're going to critique a series, then why? There's no way they do that. They actually watch anime on like 2x speed and just sit on their phone. If that's, I don't understand it. What's the point of watching it then? Didn't mention the fact that they weren't even watching half of the time, and doesn't really elaborate why it's ranked that way. So the thing that made myself and many people upset about the video are a few things. The biggest one for me was watching the anime at 2x speed while spending most of the time on their phones and not watching the anime. They then would just insult the anime. Wait, was this a ranking video? Was this a ranking video or was it a reaction video? Oh, watching the first episode and then rank. Oh. Okay. And then just insult the anime and call it boring without giving the anime an actual chance. Also, ranking a whole anime on a single episode on 2x speed is wild. Well, I mean, again, that's the video, right? Ranking a whole anime on a single episode. I don't know about 2x speed, but on a single episode, that is just the video. That's basically just like a test on like how, you know, like how I guess good first episodes can be in anime, or like if they're good enough to regain attention or whatever. And I don't think that's bad. You're really just ranking first episodes in anime, and that's really kind of that's cool, in my opinion. But on 2x speed, I don't know. Secondly, they only gave the popular anime a good score, even if they had a worse first episode than a lot of other anime they watch. See, this is opinionated. Again, it's subjective. It's not objective. It's subjective. You know. Even if my reaction is different than like you, my reaction is like more lively than usual, I can still just say like I enjoyed, you know, the first episode of an anime where I wasn't as lively. Want to see that video? I mean, I don't want to watch the whole fucking thing or whatever. Based on information that only happens later on in the show, hence the whole video is pointless in the aspect, in my opinion. But you can't say it's pointless. It got people to watch it. You know, it got people to watch it. I think it's cool. I think it's a cool idea to rank anime first episodes. You know, obviously not on 2,000 speed. Again, I got to reiterate that, but like, I think it's a good idea, a cool idea to rank first episodes. I don't know, you know. Point in the video was the first episode. Their takes were bad. Who actually cares? Yeah, if you don't agree, you don't agree. That's fine. Again, it's subjective though. But not watching the anime and like being on your phone or whatever, and then the 2,000 speed thing is kind of weird. Also, a few of the anime men actively said they didn't like anime or even watch anime. So for them being such big influencers in the anime community pissed a lot of people off. This is about this. Do I actually care about the existence? No, but I'll never respect their opinion after this. It's valid. Point of the problem, the anime man is irrelevant to the kind of dumb to the mentally bad representation of what I actually like. Yeah, the video is generally very bad about takes and making a video review episodes, but not even bothering probably watching them. Yeah, damn. So it seemed like this whole conversation is basically the same thing. I got called a tourist once by someone who literally hadn't even been born when I started watching anime in '93. That's actually fucking funny as fuck. That's actually so funny. Rank your top 5 based on first episodes. Oh, my top 5s, the current top 5s that I have pulled up here. My top 5 probably changed. Definitely a change. Attack on Titan, Monogatari, ReZero, Fruits Basket, and Steins Gate. I have, damn, bro. I mean, ReZero got the hey, bro. ReZero cheating. Does ReZero look count? Can we like exclude ReZero, bro? Because they got that super love. You feel me? I join, you know. Okay, out of those, Fruits Basket 5, Monogatari 4, Steins Gate 3, interchangeable between Attack on Titan and ReZero. Probably ReZero, then Attack on Titan number 2. Gatekeeping, no. Shutting down people who troll for attention by farming outrage, demanding censorship, etc. That is my moral duty. Fuck them. I'm sorry? Shutting down people who troll for attention by farming outrage, demanding censorship. Okay. Where does the censorship come from? Where is the censorship thing coming from? I personally feel like we need to gatekeep. Wait, what we feel like we need to gatekeep is so that anime is not censored or watered down for modern audiences. Check out how Hollywood is doing while making movies for everyone. Check out video games being made for everyone. What the fuck does this even mean? I'm so confused. Censored in what way? Are we talking fucking what blood? I know we're not talking about the covering up. The covering up of like weirdly clothed children. I know we're not talking about that. And watered down from audience. What is a Hollywood movie that's for everyone, quote unquote, and a video game that's made for everyone, quote unquote? What is? I don't know what that is. You know, ignoring the fact that I barely even watched the whole time. They didn't even get an anime until 2020. Even if they didn't get an anime until 2020, I mean, my nigga, it's 2025. It's 5 fucking years. Like, I started my YouTube journey in like 2019. And or 2018, 2019. At that point in time, I've watched less than probably 50 total anime. Since then, I have watched well over like 550 to probably 600 now total. It's over 500 probably. I think it's easily over 500 total. I always respect you because no matter what your opinions are, you always say that art is a subjective thing. Never everyone live by that mindset, then the world will be a better place. That's facts. Don't be putting shonen slop and not liking slice of life in the thumbnail exudes the energy unless you know the context beforehand. I'll use the gatekeeping. So I think gatekeeping is important in cases like this. I'll use the gatekeeping like outside of fandoms is like relevant to keeping certain big groups out that would complain to the creators or developers in the case of games because their complaining could actually end up censoring for anime adaptations just since the games themselves. I don't know where this came from. Where the fuck did this shit spawn from, gang? Where did this spawn from, brother? Yo, where's the censorship thing coming from? Don't watch that video because it made me mad. The person who made the video claims that they took 9 years to complete it. As horrible takes too. Side rant. I love you. What the hell? Not really a Gatekeep and all that, but like, how do you have a 4.5 billion reviews? Just the theme around anime in general and genuinely try claiming that. I mean, I agree that romance anime is the same, but every romance anime is that. Damn, like, just try to tell me Kaguya-sama Rascal are the same show. That's facts, and that's the least of my concerns too. I could go on and on, and I would dig myself in the hole. That's crazy. Just tweeted this an hour ago. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I did record this, by the way. This is going to be a YouTube video. I want to hear what my community over here has to say about this situation.